Yes, welcome you all, respected Shrotas, Sadhakas, wonderful people. Congratulations for your being chosen to be on this path of studying Shastras and tuning to the truth. Only suggestion is keep on keeping on, moving on, going on this sacred path. The 13 Vyaktitwas for us to focus and strengthen Lokasevaka, Dharmasthavaka, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrodha, Sadhaka, Parishrami, Prerita, Prashanta Gambira, as well as Sanskrita Bhasha Jnata, Vyakarana Sahita, taking the help of the Parabrahma Tattva, the Ishvara Tattva, the Jaganmatru Tattva, the Devata Ganas, the Guru Ganas, as well as the Shruti Mata, the Shastras. No hesitation whatsoever. Even the topic we are discussing is also the same in the Upanishad itself. Yes, welcome for the study of Shwethashwathara Upanishad. Vasudeva, we are into the second chapter, the very important portion, first 5 6 shlokas, wherein we know our abilities, capacities right now are not sufficient enough to wean away from the binding samsara and focus on the truth or reality for whatever many reasons. So we must take the help of Savitha. Therefore, we are so beautifully guided by Shrutimata Shwethashwathara Rishi to tune to that Savitha to invoke his blessings with faith honestly for single purpose of spiritual unfoldment alone without any digression. And when he blesses, we have to again responsibly utilize the given strengths and faculties only in the pursuit of truth. That honesty towards the goal, that honesty towards ourselves, the honesty towards the blessings given by the Guru and God is the most important, precious thing can never be neglected for any reason. Can we have that maturity? We have to think. So the topic will continue. Today we will see after having that prayed to Savitha and trying to utilize the blessings for the truth only. And because the things are becoming possible because of His grace, the guidance given by the Shruti Mata and the Guru is to praise that Paramatma, to do the Stuti of that Paramatma. In that, there is acknowledgement about He alone has helped us to be on this path. There is also a gratitude, and there is always a humbleness in us that it is not that it is we only who tried and achieved. There are very many faculties and forces, and mainly the divinity behind every bit of our progress or effort or success. In every path, more so in the spirituality. That portion we will touch the shlokas number 3 and 4. Yes, friends, before that, our prarthana shlokas and the sankalpa as we do every day for the entire universe to have the peace, to have the integrity, and the integration happens only when everywhere the truth alone is apprehended. So may this spiritual knowledge, Sanatana Dharma Tattva Jnana, spread all over the universe. People become more introverted to see the God in themselves and everyone, not any of the late outer differences creating quarrels between each other. Keeping all that noble intentions in mind for the entire universe's safety, security, integrity and evolution, we are doing this sankalpa every day. This is a minimum thing we can do for the universe. We are busy in struggling with our own life and sadhana, but still we have to be a part of the universe in its positive evolution. So, a minimum thing we can do is sankalpa prarthana we are doing. Further is we ourselves, having reached to a certain stage of spirituality, start taking up that baton or the what say the torch to guide the world in that spiritual direction. But for that, first we have to be established. Sri Ramji is told by Vasishtha that only that you become the great Mahatma and gain all those Mahatma Lakshanas so that you further guide the world. There's nothing ego about it. It's a duty, it's a seva, it's a responsibility to serve the world spiritually. Correct? That we'll do later. First of all, we'll do our sadhana. Along with that, minimum thing is sankalpa and prarthana. Right? Now, before we do that, our common sense thought. Today's common sense thought is pure spiritual. Just these 4 or 5 things let us be mindful about. First and foremost is the Sharirika Malinata removal, the bodily impurities, not the external where we wash and remove, but within each cell, whatever the Malinata is there, in the form of Tamoguna mainly, right? Lethargy, all of that we have to mind to remove. Sharirika Malinata removal from the deep inside. Main Malinata is the infecting, disease causing things anyway are there, that all know. But more than that, the tamo guna which has permeated, percolated in every cell, that has to be totally eradicated. Every pore of the body, cell of the body has to become dynamic, has to become Shuddha Sattvic. So, Sharira Malinata removal, Shuddhi. Then only comes the, or along with it comes the importance of the Antakarana Malinata removal. How much of Malinata, the impurity, in every of our Antakarana, in one instrument called as Antakarana, you call it as, or in each one of them, the Mana, the Buddhi, the Chitta, the Ahankar, Atma, and also from other Ahams. Not possibilities. Our Aham is only a functional Aham, adding beauty to the total Aham by doing its best. More than that, our Aham cannot have any separation. In that only, separating from total, this individual Aham suffers. So that impurity of the Aham has to be minded and removed. The impurity in the Buddhi is always doing the inquiry about the outer things only. Isn't it? That impurity of the Buddhi has to be set right. The impurity in the Mana is what? It is always in its emotional attachment to, again, everything, everybody, anything, anybody, other than Paramatma. That deep impurity of the Mana has to be minded and removed. And the Chitta is what? It is very, what do you call? Sharam ki baat hai to share that in our Chitta, Bhagavad Sambandhi memories are so less, isn't it? And even if whatever little memories we have, such a forgetful fellows we are, they are only about some worldly things only. Even about worldly also, we are not so great in our Chitta's memory like the Einstein or anybody. Even that also we forget to take medicine. We forget to do our small little works every day. Such a dull witted we are, even in our Chitta. So that also has to be minded. Very, very essential. Like I am conscious now of my antakarana and its status, its position, full of malinata, that is rajotamoguna, that is shiptamoda vikshipta. So it is my duty to bring it to shuddhata or ekagrata. a very, very essential job already delayed in that. Because every outer success, inner progress exclusively depends on that. Narayana. Two things we have discussed so far: Sharirika Malinata removal and Antakarana Malinata removal. Indriyo mein Malinata, they again wants to embrace the outer world only. That has to be made bare minimum, reduced to a great extent. Right? Then you and I, as if we want to be really making full use of our human life, first and foremost, we have to accept that we have to be fully 24 hours Adhyatmika Sadhaka only. It's all from inside. If we have partially made ourselves sadhak, remaining time as samsari, that is not a matured understanding. That is not a complete, correct, ultimate approach for the spiritual evolution. For the worldly व्यवहार चलता है, पर आध्यात्मिक प्रगति के लिए हमें चौबीसों घंटे मैं साधक हूँ. That has to be maintained. Thereafter, as a sadhaka, we have only four jobs, no fifth job. Come what may. है ना? No fifth job at all. Job one is our recognition and tuning and worship of Ishvara. Job one. Ishwaropasana. As much as possible, continuously we have to engage in. है ना? Recognizing his presence, his power, recognizing the need of him is an Adhyatmika sadhaka for Adhyatmika pragati, Ishvara anugraha. Because how many hundreds of shlokas we studied, Purana Kathas we have seen, wherein the bhukti and mukti both are obtained by the jivas, by the Paramatma Kripa only. इतने बार पढ़कर भी हमको, isn't it, पूरा दिमाग खुलता नहीं है ना. First of all, we should not be slaves to artha kama. We are slaves, and to fulfill that artha kama we have to work dharmic way. That also we give up, we go by the adharmic way. And even for the artha kama we have to worship the Lord, him also we forget. So forgetting the Lord, becoming slave to the artha kama, and that also doing on our own, that also bypassing all the dharmic way of earning them. See how much of confusion in us. All of that has to be sorted out. And worship the Lord not for artha kama, but for the dharma moksha. This is one of our duty to begin with. Then the second duty we have is equally worshipping, respecting our Guru Parampara and our own Swaguru Swacharya. है ना? Till the Swaguru Swacharya specific comes in our life, we have to worship the entire Guru Parampara. Because Jnanam gives moksha, Jnana comes to us through the Gurus. Gurus come in our life when we are deserving, when you devote to the Lord, and also when we recognize their presence, their need. So, therefore, worshipping Guru is not that physical worship of Shodashopachara Puja alone, that also part of it. Here, the worship is tuning to Him, visiting Him, making Him know where do we stand, requesting Him to guide us, receiving that guidance strictly, scrupulously, following all that. All these called as Guru Bhakti, Guru Sharanagati. बहुत आवश्यक है आध्यात्मिकता में. यू नो, दिस इज आवर सेकंड ड्यूटी. नो, देखो इन दोनों ड्यूटियों में कौन सा ड्यूटी अभी तक हम अच्छी तरह निबाह कर रहे हैं? क्या हमने इसको पहचाना कि ऐसा है करके? और डिड वी गिव इट द स्टेटस ऑफ ए ड्यूटी? डू यू कंसिडर इट एज ए ड्यूटी? ड्यूटी मतलब जो जरूर करना है, हमने किया ही नहीं, तो इसलिए कर नहीं रहे हैं, इसलिए जहां है वहीं फंसे. हा 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 हा. So these are the duties number two for us. Third duty is for us is which we are doing very good regularly, but it has to be more quantitative as well as qualitative. The duty of thoroughly studying the Shastra. है ना? Like a PhD student, how he, the subject he chosen to collect that matter, how he browses through all books in the library. That scientist's mentality, the doctorate researching student's mentality. In that way, we have to thoroughly study our Shastras as a duty. Sanatana Dharma Shastras, Moksha Shastras. Every day, just like school going children, college going children, how regular they are, in the same way, we have to spend one particular life completely only for the thorough study of the Shastras to have a clear picture. You and I are trying from last 4 years. Little idea is coming about the existence of the truth reality. That alone has to be the goal, and these are the means for it. About these things, little opening up is happening because of our capacities are only of that level, and we have not sufficiently invoked Guru Ishvara Krupa as it has to be, with total upasana surrenders. इसलिए शास्त्र ज्ञान अभी पूरा नहीं आया, आना चाहिए, आने के लिए आने तक the third duty is this one, engaging in Shastra, isn't it? Now, instead of doing all this, all our mind, energy, time, all are spread everywhere only, isn't it? And with that, the whole inner personality is filled with everything worldly, zero spiritual or less spiritual. ये पूरा हमें बदलना है ना? We have to be soaked in Adhyatmikata only, dipped in Adhyatmikata only, drenched in Adhyatmikata, drowned in Adhyatmikata only fully. And seemingly heavy price we have to pay for it. Seemingly heavy, not heavy it is, that we have to wean away from the entire samsara. दोनों नाव में एक ही बार नहीं चल सकते ना, दोनों स्कूटर गाड़ियों में एक ही बार जा नहीं सकते, जितना भी आप जानबाज हो कोई जानबाज लोग करते हैं इन टू स्कूटर्स टू कार सेम टाइम, बट वी आर नॉट सो, one only we have to hold, correct? This called as our third vidyukta dharma. Naturally the fourth dharma is what? He, having gathered the data from the shastras, from the guru, having empowered by the grace of Paramatma, our own redemption के लिए, our own inner self experience, for that, whatever the sadhanas we have to do, totally we are engrossed in it. In other words, for the whole world we are absent only, isn't it? And the world is absent for us. See, any of the Mahatmas worth name who have reached this in their life, at least 10 years or 8 years, we can see they have exclusively spared time only for their sadhana without compromising. Not like now, okay, 1 or 2 hours we do, but the remaining time the worldliness. That will not help that much because we have not gone deeper only into ourselves. So that time, exclusive time, has to be given to go deeper and stay there, stabilize there. Right now, क्या होता है? Little we come up to the mind level, again the worldly activities, responsibility, duties, they pull us out. And the next day again we see, little bit we go, again we are pulled back. Now you understand the meaning of मनमनाभव मद्भक्तो और अनन्या चिंतयन्तो माम और सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत सेई, to understand the meaning of all of that. So each of them are important. Ishwaropasana Guru Seva Shastra Adhenam, and also totally the taking charge of our own sadhana. And in that sadhana, fir hundreds of things are there. One or two important are to be able to precisely, pinpointedly know where do we stand. in whichever the language you talk it. Talk it in the language of Panchakoshas, Panchakosha Adida Paramatma, Triyavastas Adida Paramatma, Trigunas, Triguna Adida Paramatma, जीवा अतीत परमात्मा. किसी भी भाषा में आपको जो लगे, जो समझ सक, उस दृष्टि से वेयर डू आई स्टैंड, है ना. एट द पंचकोश का एग्जाम्पल ले लो, तो स्टिल इन द अन्नमय कोश ओनली caught up. Means all the time the only body concern. Isn't it? Even our mind intellects resources are used for Sharira only. That's called as the samsara. That is what is happening in the waking world for every human being. So we are only at Annamaya. The whole world of 800 crores are living at Annamaya level only. Plus all the other living beings of plants, animals, etc. They are using mind, they are using intellect. For what? Is not for the bodily bhoga, bodily comforts, bodily security, body beautification. और क्या है बताओ अन्नमय के अलावा? Isn't it? Maximum. Some are there for their intellectual joy. They become scientists. They become discoverers, and they become the contributors, etc. But they're only countable on fingers. तो हम किस स्थिति में हैं? In this way, we have to think. Then the planning. Let me come to the विज्ञानमय level by going beyond अन्न प्राण मन. कैसे करना चाहिए? क्या है उसका अर्थ? है ना? Where do I get lost in these three things? How to get out of them? What are the techniques that are to be used, which are already taught, which we have heard so many times, which we never contemplated? Let us do now. अपने आप का विचारण करना है. Where do I stand? Isn't it? And use all the Vedantic jnana of the मिथ्यात्व of the upadhis and their उपयोगिता पर साधना. ये सारे पीछे घूमते ही रहना चाहिए. Vedanta Jnana should always be there, reminded in the background of our heart. And for the clarity of understanding and sorting out, eliminating unwanted, and actually progressing towards the real goal. चलते ही रहना है. चलते जनरली हम भोगी होते हैं, वर्ल्डली, नहीं तो तमोगुणी होते हैं. स्पिरिचुअल है तो बहुत सुपरफिशियल होते हैं. Even with all these years of study of Shastra, still our behavior is the Shastra और उसमें जो सत्य है उससे मेरा कोई संबंध ही नहीं है. In this attitude we will be there. You understood? Owning and owned by the theme and by the Shastra is a choice. If you don't execute it, we may be in the class, we may be listening to it, but neither the theme nor the Shastra we are attuned to. We have our own earlier life only of so worldly things and beings. भयंकर. तो इसलिए ये सारे दीक्षाएं होते हैं. वानप्रस्थ दीक्षा, संन्यास दीक्षा, and but strictly followed. Then only we really can justify our being spiritual and student. नहीं तो यहीं रह जाते हैं हम for many lives. So anyway, so these are the four duties to us. We have to only do them. All else is secondary. If at all we have to serve the world, that also in this way only. Adhyatmika Rupena. World also needs that today. A very good contribution, fulfilling from our side also. Isn't it? I can tell my example. I do nothing for this world. Very, very non-contributing. Economically, politically, socially, कुछ नहीं आता, कुछ नहीं करता. But still, there is a little feeling that at least through this Shastra, Adhyayana and Adhyapana, little Runa I am clearing. Looks good. In this only, if the mastery is gained in Jnanam and the work is done more vigorously, then contribution will be very, very nice. Adhyatmika contribution is better than anything. If at all, we want to serve the world. But before that, ourselves fully engaged in this, isn't it? Did this thought arrive in us? Has it arisen or not? Arose or not? Ki this is how we have to spend time. Dude, are we thinking in these lines? Ki whatever the remaining life is there, let me do this. In the olden days, this was saying, Ki Shesha Jeevitam Bhagavad Smaranam. You know, once the son is got married, one or two or three sons, Bahus are there. They are trained for 2, 3, 4 years. They also get children by that time. Then slowly, after that, children come to the 7, 8 years old. The Bahus also well trained. Then the Sas and Sasur, they now Sesha Jeevitam Bhagavad Chintanam. है ना? In that way, we have to be committed. तभी जाकर कुछ कर पाते हैं. और करने का आनंद हमको पहले चाहिए. उसका रिजल्ट तो होगा ही. Result again we leave it to Lord. Karmanyevadikaraste ma phalesh. But doing is you can't leave it to Lord. है ना? करना तो हमें, भगवान को नहीं. The trupti of we have done is so beautiful. है ना? 2024 December 7 now. Now 2028 December 6. Back पीछे देखो 4 साल. There should be great trupti that these 4 years relentlessly throughout the day we have tried our best for exclusively Adhyatmic sadhana. We were very alert, observant, never allowed ourselves to get trapped in so called Mohamaya. See that satisfaction? Early morning getting up, doing the due upasanas, doing the due meditations, doing the due study of Shastras and the other uh, chantings or stotras or Bhagavad Smarana. See, dekho, more and more study of Shastras, more and more hours spent to purify heart, again through Upasana, Japa, more and more contemplation. If somebody has transcended all this, more and more time only in dhyana. बस हम अपने में हैं, हम हमारे अलावा और कुछ है ही नहीं. वेदांत ऑलरेडी टोल्ड एकमेवा द्वयम ब्रह्म नेह नानास्ति. And why are you going to Nana or Nani when they are not inviting? Just be in the self. Maximum time. साधना करने का है तो कर लिया, करना हो गया, कर रहे हैं, कर लिया, हो गया तो then in that mood. है ना? Taking one mantra Upanishad, through that reaching the self and staying there. है कि नहीं? टीवी देखने वाला टीवी में बैठ जाता है, खाने वाला खाने में, गप्पे मारने वाला गप्पे में बैठता है, ताश खेलने वाला ताश में. स्पिरिचुअल सीकर अपने स्वरूप में. Sit in that as long as possible. That alone is our goal. So, in this way, we have to start becoming introverted, contemplative, to understand all these aspects and make our sadhanas, therefore, life more meaningful, more spiritual, therefore, more beautiful and more fruitful. Who else can do it for us? Nobody. If not now, when will we do? है ना? कभी तो डर लगता है ना, डे बाय डे the body's capacities, mind's capacities, they get weakened only. After a certain age, there's no reverting back. That is going towards the more and more inabilities only in this life. You can't expect after a certain age that tomorrow will be better than today. No, because that is a rule in the whole world. Any lion, tiger also you see, as they grow old, they cannot even hunt to eat food. They die out of hunger only. Any tree also, when it becomes old, any bird you can see. So too you and I, and you are seeing the people around who are grown and old. How many inabilities in them? कभी कभार तो उठकर चलना ही नहीं होता. So that's why when things are in good shape, let us use maximum for it. How to do all these things what we discussed so far in last 20 minutes. Right, friends? Maybe that way become matured in our understanding, matured in our commitment to ourselves, and just fully engrossed in that sadhana, because ultimately we have to be answerable to ourselves more than anyone. कि क्या किया मैंने, क्या पाया, isn't it? For all these things, अंतर्मुख बनकर अपने के ऊपर फोकस. One more thought here, same thing. Enough of attending and focusing on the worldly things and beings. Both हो गए. Things तो अभी छोड़ ही दो, isn't it? Beings, little obligations may be there, but with the objects, though, how can they bind us? है ना? The things for entertainment, that's what we are talking. There's no obligation, na? With the people like family member, थोड़ा होता होगा, but what's the obligation that you have to see TV 6 hours? Who told you? Will that TV or anybody disturb say us कि तुमको देखना है जरूरी है करके? It's not a duty. Like that, so many वस्तु संबंधी चीज छोड़ दो. Even व्यक्ति संबंधी also minimize. First outside minimize, second inside minimize. Many times outside भगवान खुद ही सबको हमसे दूर करते है ना. यावत पवनो निवसति देहे, सॉरी, यावद वित्तोपार्जन सक्तः तावन् निज परिवारो रक्तः पश्चात जीवति जर्जर देहे वार्ताम कोपि न पुच्छति गेहे. सबको होता है. वंस दे आर ओल्ड, नोबडी विल केयर. इवन ए महात्मा कितने भी इन हिज प्राइम टाइम माइट हैव सर्व्ड द वर्ल्ड, बहुत बहुत, yet when he becomes old, one or two three disciples will be around to take care of him. That's it. बाकी सबको अपना आगे बढ़ना है ना. By that time 70% of them found another Mahatma, they go there. That's how the evolution. I'm just giving an example that no need to think about the people. They themselves are taken away by the Lord from us. From mind also we have to drop. It's a very beautiful thought. Today, that highlight thought is this only. My mind should be soaked in only in search of the truth. If at all two names and forms are to be given importance, that is Ishvara, second is Guru. That's it. Baki सब momentary. When they are in front, finish their duty, drop them outside, drop them inside. Like we do every day with the class. As long as in the class, we try to listen. The moment we go out, the Swami, the speaker, the subject, the text, all of that dropped. है ना. इमरजेंसी वार्ड में जाते हैं तो वहां का गाउन पहनकर, वहां के चप्पल पहनकर अंदर जाते, बाहर आकर वो फेंक कर फिर अपना लेकर भागो. So when we come into satsang, for some time we do. After we go out, we just drop it. In the same way with the world people, only that much. Very intelligent thought it is. For that, you have to transcend the emotions. Emotions are the ones which bind us. You can be emotional at the time of interaction. उसके बाद क्या जरूरत है? Be emotional to God. Hey Prabhu, thank you for giving me everything. Thank you for protecting me. And I know you are trying your best to put me on the path reaching you. है कि नहीं. हम कितना भागना चाह रहे हैं भगवान से दूर भोगी के रूप में, बट भगवान की कृपा ही हमको पकड़ पकड़ कर लगा रहा है मार्ग में. दैट वी हैव टू रियलाइज. हैव दोज इमोशंस टुवर्ड्स हिम ओनली. Like this, lot of things we have to go on contemplating to strengthen our knowledge, to remove all the misunderstandings, notions, the cobwebs, the irresponsibilities, the lazinesses. इतने सारी बीमारियां हमारे अंदर है आध्यात्मिक दृष्टि से. वो तो व्यावहारिक बीमारियां भी है वो, बट एनी वे वी आर कमिंग आउट ऑफ व्यवहार. These are all spiritual diseases not allowing us to fully do spirituality. Like the physical body's unfitness will not allow us to do any work, है ना. फिटनेस के लिए काम करते हैं, बट काम करने के लिए भी फिटनेस होना चाहिए. So too, for the fitness of the personality we do sadhana. For doing sadhana also there is some fitness required. We are so many ways unfit in our personality layers. We call them as diseases, व्याधियां. अब एक एक को ठीक करना होता है. You know, big struggle, but we have to go through, but we have the help. When we take it as challenge, the feeling of struggle goes away. I have to do it in my interest. What is their what do you call sympathy about it? Like Arjuna, it is your war. You have to fight. What is emotional about it? It's your war. You have invoked it. Karo like that. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Munaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विजये भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ गुरुपुङ्गवपुङ्गवकेतनते समतामयतां नहि कोऽपि सुधीः शरणागतवत्सलतत्त्वनिधे भव शङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं दत्तमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः सङ्कल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकैन्दवसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मक प्रगति एकदा शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् सनातन धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि समस्त मंदिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्यदिव्य क्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालय भूभागादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्यादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकैन्दवसंस्कृतेः सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थप्रतिष्ठाद्वारा विश्वसंरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सर्वेषां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा मातापितृ देश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री अथर्वणे कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ओम नित्यानंद निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतन्नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम् ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ओम शान्तिः 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 ओम अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः first 10 mantras only parayanam that is helping us in becoming familiar with the shlokas in Shwethashwathara Upanishad. Mantras are very typical. They are not as simple like in any Puranas or other Upanishads. They are pure in a Vedic style of so much of language is different, grammar is different, छांदसम है ना वैदिक ग्रामर वैदिक all vyakarana, isn't it? Bhava pradhan is more than the grammatical, and we are habituated to understand the things only when they are put in the grammatical order. यहाँ ग्रामर वोकेबलरी वो सब ज्यादा नहीं केयर किए जाते हैं, ओनली तत्व. दैट्स वाई भगवान आदि शंकरा यू कैन सी especially in the first four mantras himself struggled to explain to us the literal meaning of every of the word, understanding that this will never help because the shloka itself is like that. Towards the end, in every shloka, he is summarizing. Summarize. This is the meaning of it. तुम इसको पकड़ो. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about the literal meaning of the words. कभी कभी वो याद नहीं रहते, मिस हो जाते हैं. But essence पकड़ो फिलहाल. That itself is a fulfilling. है ना? Some places we can catch. Some places that main meaning we understand, that should be enough at this level. When we want to become scholars, when we want to do the big Vedanta Charcha, Vada, Samvada, that time then grammatically you have to understand, and so many ways the Upanishads have to be understood. हम तो अब उतने लेवल पे नहीं है, हमको मेन पॉइंट समझ में आया तो काफी. Therefore he gives summary at every end of the shloka, end of every shloka. Let us do Parayanam. Om अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः. Om युञ्जानः प्रथमं मनः तत्त्वाय सविता धियः अग्नेर्ज्योतिर्निचाय्य पृथिव्या अध्याभरतु युक्तेन मनसा वयं देवस्य सवितुः सवे सुवर्गेयाय शक्त्या युक्त्वाय मनसा देवान् सुवर्यतो धिया दिवं बृहज्योतिः करिष्यतः सविता प्रसुवातितान् युञ्जते मन उत युञ्जते धियः विप्रा विप्रस्य बृहतो विपश्चितः विहोत्रा दधे वयुना विदेकः इन्महि देवस्य सवितुः अरिष्टुतिः युजेवां ब्रह्मपूर्व्यं नमोभिर्विश्लोक एतु पृथ्व्येव सूरेः शृण्वन्तु विश्वे अमृतस्य पुत्राः आये धामानि दिव्यानि तस्तुः अग्निर्यत्राभिमथ्यते वायुर्यत्रातिरुध्यते सोमो यत्रातिरिच्यते तत्र संजायते मनः सवित्रा प्रसवेन जुषेत ब्रह्मपूर्व्यं तत्र योनिं कुर्णवसे नहि ते पूर्तमक्षिपतो त्रिरुन्नतं स्थाप्य समं शरीरं हृदेन्द्रियाणि मनसा सन्निवेश ब्रह्मोऽनुपेन प्रतरेत विद्वान् श्रोतांसि सर्वाणि भयावहानि प्राणान् प्रपीड्येह संयुक्तचेष्टः क्षीणे प्राणे नासिकयोच्छ्वसीत दुष्टाश्वयुक्तमिव वाहमेनं विद्वान् मनो धारयेत प्रमत्तः समे शुचौ शर्करावह्निवालुकौ विवर्जिते शब्दजलाश्रयादिभिः मनोनुकूले न तु चक्षुपीडने गुहानिवाताश्रयणे प्रयोजयेत्. ओम शांति शांति शांति. Friends, first shloka, literal meaning was Manaha Pratamam Tattvaya Yunjanaha. When I am interested to tune my mind to Paramatma Tattva, because I am convinced of having Paramatma Anubhuti as the Hetu for the moksha in our introduction study and the first chapter. So, for me to do this, that Savita's help I am taking. Oh Lord, I am trying, I am not able to do. You help me. Dhiyaha, also the Indriyas. And how to do? Agner Jyotihi Nichaya Prithivya Adi Abharat. So, the Adhisthana Devatas, when they are empowering fully the Indriyas, they are going out. Let the Adhisthana Devatas order the Indriyas to be in their own Golaka. At the most, they must help me, like the mind, only in pursuing the self. So that is how the Savita is remembered. Savita is intensely prayed. Savita's help is taken. है ना? Needed. Like it is my luggage only, three suitcases, but I can't carry, so I request some help, na? A porter वगैरह. It is my body only, obviously, but I cannot go to Delhi from here by walk. I take the help of the train or bus or aeroplane. In the same way, it is my sadhana only. It is my management of my faculties only. But they are so unruly now. So I need the help of Savita. And they are my children only, but you can't teach them physics, maths, chemistry. So you send them to the schools. है मेरे ही, लेकिन मेरे से नहीं होता, इसलिए जिनसे होता है हेल्प लेना. You don't teach swimming to your child. Even you send him to that swimming school only. इसी तरह faculties are mine only. I only have to put them controlled. I have to put them in sadhana. But I cannot. And we are experiencing it every day. है ना? There is a higher authority, Ishvara. Here he is called Savitha. Recognize his presence. Put an application to him. And he has his ability, capacity, techniques to set these things right. Okay, so isme by saying this, even the rishis also are agreeing that it is impossible to control our faculties and make them spiritual without the blessings of Ishvara. है ना? Is it not the yoga darshan also that chittavritti nirodha gives you yoga and gives you atmanubhuti and gives you moksha? But can it be done without Ishvara pranidhanam? How many times in yoga darshana we saw the need of Ishvara pranidhana? You have seen? भक्ति तो पूरा वही होता है ओ भगवान प्लीज टेक मी अक्रॉस इवन इन वेदांत मोक्ष कारण सामग्र्याम भक्ति रे वगरीयसी दिस इज अ प्रूफ at the very highest level of intellectual understanding of the truth we reject the Ishvara and Jiva Bheda. That is to respect the Ekameva Dvayam Brahma Tattva of the Upanishads, to respect the ultimate goal. But when it comes to the practical sadhana, we need the help of Guru, we need the help of the God. We have to respect them, we have to acknowledge their presence, we have to invoke their blessings with all humbleness. नहीं तो इतना तिनका भर भी हम आध्यात्मिकता में आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते. Take it for granted, write it somewhere. Shruti Mata herself is telling here. So that we have seen. Second one also, same one, Yuktena Manasa Vayam. And Vayam, we the sadhakas, Yuktena Manasa, by the mind becoming steadfast, tuned toward Paramatma, along with senses. How? By the grace of Savitha. Why? We prayed in the first shloka. Having empowered by him that way, having pulled our faculties from the unwanted channels by his grace, now we take his permission. Savituhu Save. With his anugnya, with his permission, what do we do? Suvargeyaya. Toward the moksha only. Fully now we are engaged. Shaktya, with all our Shakti's faculties. तो पिक्चराइज करना होता है श्लोकों को आई प्रे टू ईश्वरा ही गेव ऑल दीज थिंग्स विद दीज थिंग्स आई विल डू द जर्नी ऑफ स्पिरिचुअल अनफोल्डमेंट ओनली विथ ऑल फैकल्टीज ऑल शक्तिस सो हियर शक्तिया इज इंपॉर्टेंट कि all my shaktis are only for Paramatma Prapti, not for anything else. As we saw it three days back when we started this shloka, it is always good for the children to have that accountability, for the subordinates to have the accountability, for the servants to have the accountability that if you give them 500 rupees, एक एक रुपए का उन्हें हिसाब देना है बच्चों को एक एक मिनट का हिसाब देना है ना और सबॉर्डिनेट्स को एक एक रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी का हिसाब देना है और शिष्य को एक एक सीख का हिसाब देना है whatever he has learned from the guru. That accountability is important. Here also accountability. Oh Lord, I prayed to you, you blessed me. Now my mind is calm, quiet. My indriyas are also not virulent as earlier. Such a beautiful thing. It is your krupa. Even outer responsibilities are not that much to distract me. Now, with all these powers, I am seeking your permission and your blessing, your anugnya, that let me be in this journey of inner contemplation, which we have already seen in the earlier chapter. That आत्मानमरणिं कृत्वा प्रणवं चोत्तरारणिं ज्ञान और ध्यान निर्मदनाभ्यासात देवम पश्चेत निगुणवत ऑलरेडी हम पढ़ चुके हैं वो मुझे करना है अभी मैं कर रहा हूं आप परमिशन दो and wherever I fail again in my faculties I'll come back to you don't deny me so युक्त्वाय युक्तेन मनसा वयम देवस्य सवितुः सवे सुवर्गेयाय शक्त्या. So, see in this Vedic mantra, so many verbs are missing there. Sentences are incomplete. So, we have to add them. So, Lord, I pray to you in the first sloka, you blessed me because of which my mind became yukta, along with the mind senses also. Oh, Savita, now you bless Anugrah Karo Meroko. What you will do? Suvargeyaya. I am going toward the Atman, the self only, and with all my Shaktis. Shaktiya given by you. I am only doing that. isn't it? There are some children or anybody very cute, very innocently cute. But yeah, father has given this much money. He had to buy two, three things. He bought them, and whatever the remaining money, एक रुपए फिर से वापस दे दिया. Such a beautiful thing, you know. हाँ मुझे इतना चाहिए था मैंने ले लिया बाकी मैं क्यों. There are some children every day they return money. एक दिन तो कुछ दिन तो they have nothing to buy. पॉकेट मनी देते हैं ना स्कूल में कोई जरूरत है तो खरीदो. That fellow 20 days a month he returns only. You gave 10 रुपए वो कोई जरूरत नहीं थी खर्च नहीं हुआ अब वापस ले लो. रखो तुम्हारे घर के लिए कल जरूरत होगा तो ले लेंगे. He is not spending money waste. That's the point we are referring through this example. So to Shaktya. अब एक बात थोड़ा फील करें. Every Shakti of every faculty given to us by the Devatas under the order of Savitha are only for Adhyatmikata. By misusing these Shaktis, we are insulting them also, we are insulting the Shaktis also, we are proving our disloyalty and our, what do you call, in the wrong direction we are there, and we are also wasting them. We are proving that we are not sincere or committed. एक एक आउंस ऑफ शक्ति हमारा कुछ भी हो, वाणी का शक्ति का हो, मन का शक्ति, बुद्धि का शक्ति का हो, how can they be used for anything other than the truth? We are using for untruth only, for unreal only, for the ephemeral only, for binding thing only, for destroying thing only. And then how can we claim we are intelligent? We are intelligent to be bewkoof by ourselves. That we work hard to get all the resources and we use them for the wrong purposes. है ना इतना मेहनत करके ह्यूमन लाइफ यू गॉट एंड वी स्पेंड इट फॉर अर्थ काम. हाउ बेवकूफ यार. इतना मेहनत करके गुरु प्रेम वी गॉट एंड फ्रॉम द गुरु वी आस्क अबाउट द संसार एंड नॉट द ट्रूथ. हाउ बेवकूफ वी आर. इतना उपासना इतना जन्मों का करके वी आर एबल टू कम टू द वेदांत क्लास एवरी डे उपनिषद्स but we are not doing the homework to catch the whole thing. See all these things we have to rectify na. So we discussed this point today once more. Shaktya Suvargeyaya. Here Suvarga means Atmavastu. So for the prapti of the Atmavastu, with full Shakti we are involving. And all those Shaktis are given to us by the Savitha, by pulling our faculties from getting drained away in the outer world. So tat prakarana tasyeva sukharupatva taddarshanatva cha itarasya sukhasya. Here Suvargaya is not Swarga. Suvargaya is means the Paramatma only. For what reason? Because Paramatma alone is truth. Paramatma alone is Sukha Swarupa. Everywhere else, even little bit Sukha we feel, that is all reflection of Paramatma Sukha only. So in this explanation of Shankara, for this particular line, that Suvargayaya means Atma Vastu. What is it trying to say is, Sukha is there only in Paramatma. And you as a jiva want sukha only. Therefore, only Paramatma you have to pursue to become sukhi. He is making our channel of thinking single pointed. What do you want? Sukha. Where is sukha? With Paramatma. Then what do you have to pursue? Only Paramatma. Can we streamline our thinking like this? Can we streamline our daily pursuit like this? I want to be happy. Bhai. Paramatma is the one who is the giver of happiness. I'll go to him. All the other people of the world, on the name of happiness, they give misery only. For them to give me happiness, they should have first of all. Even I also, if I have to give happiness to the world, first I should have, no? And that I have to have it, for that I have to achieve Paramatma first. So these are some places where we are not yet have become very deep in our understanding and acceptance. इसलिए हमारे सारे साधनाएं innocently superficial अधूरा. Like the children go to the school with the slate and slate pencil. Whatever teacher tells, ek, do, teen, char, they write without any knowledge. They repeat without any knowledge. When the teacher say 2 3 जा 6, 2 4 जा 8, वो क्यों बोल रहा है उसको पता नहीं होता. Even when they do that, Bharat, India is my country, all Indians are my brother, they do it so mechanically. उस भाव को लाते ही नहीं वो. आपने देखा ना. We are also same. है ना. I as a speaker, you as a listener of the sublime text Upanishad. Are we justifying these duties of ours by fully involving in it to the core? है ना. We are explaining the word शक्तियां. सारे शक्तियां परमात्मा के लिए, ये बात. और परमात्मा प्राप्ति alone should be the goal, because he is the only one sukha swarup. Other than Paramatma, everything is mithya. If the thing itself is mithya, how can it have the sukha? But it appears to give sukha. It is from the substratum on which that is projected. The substratum is Paramatma. These basics, some of them, na, very clear if you understand, the viveka, the vairagya becomes easier, which is the need of the hour. स्पिरिचुअलिटी के लिए हमें सारे शरीर आदि उपाधियों से, बाहर के जगत से भी वैराग्य चाहिए. नहीं तो स्पिरिचुअलिटी का इज लाइक ए, एज आई गिव यू एवरी टाइम एग्जांपल, साइकिलिंग द साइकिल, कीपिंग इट ऑन द स्टैंड. ऑल स्ट्रगल बट nowhere to reach. Correct? Now come to the third mantra. Yuktvaya iti punarapi saha api evam karotu iti prarthana. Now very important here. In the next mantra also, again to the same Surya Bhagavan, same prarthana is made. Do you mean to say Bhagavan Surya is Mr. Behra from Orissa? Just because the Surya Devalayam is there in Orissa? Huh? Konark, Mr. Behra, वहाँ होते हैं, right? Surnames. He is not a deaf, but why are you telling him again? Isn't it? It is because repeatedly we need the help. It is to remind ourselves only that we are on this path consistently. We are trying. We are not able to do fully. We need the help. On the pretext of asking the Lord to again empower us, we are reminding ourselves, यार मुझे यही करना है. Some people do only this, but not intensely, not deeply. So, for the intensity's sake, for the depth's sake, for the consistency's sake, for the conviction's sake, we have to be reminding ourselves of the goal. One technique of reminding the goal is asking the Lord again, please put us on this path. है ना. और इंटेंसली, और डीपली, और जल्दी से जल्दी मुझे परमात्मा चाहिए. यू अंडरस्टैंड. टू inculcate all these inner necessary beautiful things, again Savitha is asked. One is that. Second is what? Few attempts we made doesn't mean that whole journey is cleared or crossed or traveled, isn't it? And sometimes prevention के लिए भी, इम्यूनिटी के लिए भी, है कि नहीं. कोई भी रास्ते में जाते हुए, चलो आगे जब पेट्रोल बंक होगा देखेंगे करके, शुड नॉट बी केयरलेस रिगार्डिंग द पेट्रोल इन द व्हीकल. फर्स्ट पेट्रोल मुझे दिखता है, भर लेना है उसमें, बिकॉज आगे है कि नहीं पता है ना. है तो भी पेट्रोल है कि नहीं पता नहीं, वहां कोई स्ट्राइक हो सकता है, कुछ बिजली ठप हो सकती है. लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर देयर. सेम वे वी कैन नॉट वेट फॉर फ्यूचर. कंटिन्यूअसली we have to ask the Isvara to put us on the only right path, to empower us, because आगे जाकर in the form of prarabdha, in the form of some inner negativities, what obstacle is going to come, we don't know. Therefore, prayer again, and then it should be a habit. First prayer to put us on the path. Second prayer is to make all the faculties pulled. Third prayer is to keep us on the path continuously. Fourth is to empower. Fifth prayer is to see that we reach destination. Sixth prayer is out of gratitude, and that continues the prayer to the Lord, the prayer for the gratitude. तो इस तरह never leave the help of that samashti, never leave the remembrance of that samashti, never forget the prayer. Therefore again भगवान को कह रहे हैं, पूछ रहे हैं, not that he is deaf or so, in our interest it is, isn't it? You all understand this point, no? If we don't remember God, when we forget him, he also forgets us. The moment he forgets us, immediately the Mahamaya enters us. Once the Maya enters and takes us into her fold, again to come out of it is as difficult as Sita ji to be freed from Lanka. Her desire for the deer was only of 2 minutes. Means देखा उसको चाहती है ले आओ. And she has sent Rama the Jnanam, Lakshmana the Vairagyam. Now she is lost in Lanka for 10 months amidst all Rakshasas. How much she suffered. In the same way, अगर भगवान हमको छोड़ देते हैं, माया हमको पकड़ लेती, वो पकड़ लेती है ना फिर से, उसे छुड़ाना इतना मुश्किल है. Any noble activities like yoga asanas, give it up again to take up difficult. Going to the temple, give it up again to take up difficult. Doing your upasanas, japa, give up again to take up is difficult. Even this coming to this class, कुछ दिन छोड़ दो, फिर मुंह रहता भी नहीं फिर से आने को. लोग बुद्धू होते हैं, हम क्यों मना करते हैं? Even if you don't come for 1 month, 2 months, again you join. His satsang is going on. But the egos, funny the people are. How much funny to tell it is, शर्म आता है and गुस्सा भी आता है, but there is no authority we have to talk. We should not take the authority, even if they give. In this way, anything goes again to take it back. Impossible. Some of the things are like human life. You cannot go back. There is no mechanism in this world which can, today only I was studying morning 5 o'clock, koi message tha. There is no mechanism here to reuse the unused time of the past. है ना? To reuse it. अगर कुछ चीजें होते हैं यूज नहीं किया अभी कर सकते, but to reuse it, gone is gone. That is one thing. But we are talking on the topic of anything noble given up again to catch difficult, and when we are possessed by Maya, to come out of it is difficult. The Maya of ego, the Maya of Nidra, the Maya of the Bahirmukhata, the Maya of the Bhoga Sakti, the Maya of the Bandhu Mitradi Varga. See, Arjuna caught up in the Maya. No, he is forgetting his own sarva, his own duty, and he is justifying with all his wisdom what he has decided is correct. ये है बात. इसलिए हमको दोबारा प्रे करना होता है, बार बार प्रेयर करना होता है. यू नेवर टेक द माया फॉर ग्रांटेड. So much we have to be in prayerful mood, surrender to the Lord, har pal. Like we see on the Ghat roads towards the Badri and Kedar, one very famous sentence very often comes. Savadhani hati, durghatana ghati. In my goal as Paramatma, in my prayers to Paramatma, even a moment savadhani hati, we are lost in the world durghatana ghati. ये दुर्घटनाएं ऐसे होते हैं ना, accidents are very fractional moments, but the damages can be for the whole life. Either the life itself will go away, और कोई हाथ पैर टूटता है फिर जिंदगी भर ना है ना पाइज. दुर्घटना होने नहीं देना हमारे जिंदगी में, सदघटना होते ही रहना है. उसके लिए ही प्रभु की कृपा. डन. नाउ द चैंट मंत्र मीनिंग विल सी टुमारो. युक्त्वाय मनसा देवान् सुवर्यतो धिया दिवम् बृहज्योतिः करिष्यतः सविता प्रसुवातितान्. Again, युक्त्वाय मनसा देवान् सुवर्यतो धिया दिवं बृहज्योतिः करिष्यतः सविता प्रसुवातितान्. Every word meaning and total bhashya we will enjoy tomorrow. Thank you, friends. Have a wonderful weekend. Getting strengthened with sadhana. Amma. Hari Om Namo Narayana. Okay, come back, Geeta.